Imagine a world where your body's internal clock is set by the sun, but your work schedule forces you to stay awake until midnight. Now picture someone else who thrives on rising with the dawn, their energy peaking at sunrise. These two lives, separated by just a few hours, reveal a fascinating truth about human sleep: we're all different. But why? What makes one person a night owl and another an early bird? How do cultures, genes, and modern life shape the way we sleep? The answer lies in a hidden war between our biology and the world we live in. Sleep is one of the most basic needs of life, yet it's one of the most misunderstood. Every night, billions of people close their eyes, but the ways we rest, the hours we spend doing it, and even the quality of that rest vary wildly. Some of us can function on 6 hours of sleep, while others need 9. Some of us are wired to stay up until the early hours, while others wake up before the sun. These differences aren't just random, they're shaped by a complex mix of science, culture, and the choices we make every day. Let's start with the most fundamental force behind sleep: your body's internal clock. Deep inside your brain, a tiny gland called the suprachiasmatic nucleus acts like a master conductor, orchestrating your sleep-wake cycle. This biological timer, known as the circadian rhythm, is set by light. When sunlight hits your eyes, it signals your brain to stay awake. When it fades, your body releases a hormone called melatonin, making you feel sleepy. But here's the catch: not everyone's clock runs on the same schedule. Some people are naturally wired to be early risers, while others are night owls. This isn't just a matter of preference, it's written in our genes. A groundbreaking study in 2021 found that about 10% of the population carries a genetic variant linked to extreme night owl tendencies. This variation affects a gene called PER3, which plays a key role in regulating circadian rhythms. People with this version of the gene often struggle with early morning routines, feeling groggy and unproductive if forced to wake up before 9 a.m. Meanwhile, others with a different version of the same gene are more likely to be early risers, their bodies naturally aligning with sunrise. These genetic differences mean that what works for one person might be impossible for another. But genetics alone don't tell the whole story. Culture and society have a huge impact on how we sleep. Take the Mediterranean countries, where the tradition of the siesta is still practiced in many regions. For centuries, people in Spain, Italy, and Greece have taken a midday nap, a habit that dates back to ancient times. This isn't just about laziness, it's a response to the harsh midday sun and the need to conserve energy. In these cultures, the siesta is seen as a way to rest, recharge, and improve productivity. But in places where work schedules demand 24/7 availability, like Japan or the United States, the pressure to be constantly awake has reshaped sleep habits entirely. Shift workers in Japan, for example, face a unique challenge. Many of them work late night or early morning shifts, disrupting their natural circadian rhythms. Studies show that these workers are more likely to suffer from chronic health issues, including heart disease, diabetes, and depression. The problem isn't just the lack of sleep, it's the mismatch between their body's biological clock and their work schedule. When you're forced to be awake at 2 a.m. or sleep during the day, your body resists. Over time, this kind of disruption can lead to long-term health consequences, highlighting the power of our internal clock. Age also plays a role in how we sleep. Think about a newborn baby, who can't go more than 4 hours without waking up. Their sleep is fragmented, with frequent transitions between light and deep sleep. As we grow older, our sleep patterns shift. Teenagers, for instance, are biologically programmed to stay up later and wake up later, a phase that can clash with school schedules. But as we reach old age, sleep becomes more fragmented again. Older adults often wake up earlier, have trouble staying asleep, and experience more nighttime awakenings. This shift isn't just a sign of aging, it's a response to changes in the brain and the body's ability to regulate sleep. Mental health and stress are another major factor. If you've ever struggled with anxiety or depression, you know how sleep can feel like a battlefield. Chronic stress keeps the brain in a state of high alert, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. People with anxiety disorders often lie awake, their minds racing with worries. Depression, on the other hand, can cause a lack of energy during the day and an overwhelming need to sleep at night. The connection between mental health and sleep is so strong that treating one often helps the other. But for many, this link is a daily struggle, one that can feel isolating and exhausting. Technology has become a silent disruptor in the way we sleep. The blue light emitted by smartphones, tablets, and computers is a major culprit. This type of light tricks the brain into thinking it's still daytime, suppressing the production of melatonin and delaying the onset of sleep. A study found that people who use electronic devices before bed take longer to fall asleep and get less restful sleep overall. But it's not just about the light, it's the content we consume. Scrolling through social media, watching videos, or getting caught up in a movie can keep the brain stimulated, making it harder to unwind. In a world where screens are everywhere, the battle for sleep has become more challenging than ever. And then there are the sleep disorders that add another layer of complexity. Insomnia, sleep apnea, and restless leg syndrome are just a few of the conditions that can dramatically alter sleep patterns. For someone with sleep apnea, for example, their body stops breathing repeatedly during the night, causing them to wake up hundreds of times without realizing it. This leads to exhaustion, even after a full night's rest. Restless leg syndrome, a condition that causes an irresistible urge to move the legs, can make it impossible to fall asleep. These disorders aren't just inconvenient, they're serious health issues that affect millions of people worldwide. But here's the thing, despite all these differences, there's a common thread that runs through every sleep pattern. It's not just about genes or culture or technology. It's about balance. Our bodies are designed to sleep in harmony with the natural world, but modern life has thrown that balance out of sync. The solution isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about understanding your own unique rhythm and making choices that support it. Whether you're a night owl or an early bird, whether you live in a bustling city or a remote village, the goal is the same: to find a way to rest that works for you. The most important takeaway here is this: sleep is not a simple thing. It's a complex dance between biology, environment, and personal choice. There's no single right way to sleep, and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. What matters is recognizing that your sleep needs are shaped by a mix of factors, and that taking the time to understand those factors can lead to better rest. Whether it's adjusting your work schedule, limiting screen time, or seeking help for a sleep disorder, the path to better sleep starts with awareness. So the next time you find yourself lying awake at 2 a.m. or struggling to get out of bed at 6, remember that you're not alone. Your sleep is a reflection of the world you live in, the genes you carry, and the choices you make. But it's also a chance to take control. Because in the end, sleep isn't just about closing your eyes, it's about listening to your body, honoring its needs, and giving yourself the rest you deserve. And in a world that never stops moving, that might be the most important thing of all.